What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I was gonna say Pure Glass Podcast, but this is not a Pure Glass Podcast episode. This is just me, as you can tell by the title, talking about why I started my journey back into my art. So this is gonna be an old school traditional vlog style. I'm just gonna sit here and talk my head off and just give you guys a backstory and tell you about my journey. So let's see. Artistry and being able to sketch has always been in my DNA. I used to do that when I was a kid. So I used to draw anything I see. And back in the day, I was really into cartoons and stuff. So I would draw Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, stuff like that. And I just would draw really well. But unfortunately, I was never encouraged to pursue artwork. You know what I'm saying? I've done a lot of different things. When I was, about to graduate high school, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, in college. And when I was, going through the ideas of interior design, which I've done, medical billing, which I've done, different things I've done in school, I've seemed to have gotten more of a push and more of an excitement type of feedback versus, growing up when I was doing more artsy type things, it was more of a, okay, that's nice. So, I was never pursued to do that. So I got discouraged. And not to mention, I have to bring this up because this is really discouraging as well. When I was younger, I had made these people out of paper, okay? They were called paper people. And they were made out of construction paper. Solid work, by the way. They had a front side and the back side. I think I had did the front was one paper and then the back was another paper, and I stapled it together to make it really sturdy. I think that's what I did, or I did just the front and back on one paper. Anyways, they had a whole body, okay? And they even had a house. They had a whole house, the door open, they had windows. I even made a basement, y'all. I went into detail with this house with the paper people. And I just got so excited because it was my little creation and they were just so busy. They had a little community. And so, unfortunately, after a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks, it wasn't very long, their lifespan got cut short. My mom was cleaning up and she just cleaned them up and threw them away. And that really broke my heart. And I just felt my work was just never really applauded or encouraged to pursue, fully and shit. So I just, said, whatever, let me just go to school, get my degree, or try to get my degree in something, and, just get a career, just follow the old school traditional path. Let me just try to do that. So in my 20s, I basically went to different schools and I pursued modeling. That's what I did as well. And I think the last time I drew something was in my early 20s. I was just sketching something. I think I was sketching Taylor Lautner from Twilight, because I used to watch Twilight. So I think I had did them and Tyra Banks because I was into America's Next Top Model at the time. And then I had ended up moving to Cali and I started pursuing modeling, so I just stopped drawing. And so that's what happened with that. And got back, ended up, having a baby, and just never really thought about drawing. Never crossed my mind.
Mommy,
so,
I am good.
Yeah.
Mommy, I am really strong.
You are strong and you are smart. And you are brave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
David Davis saw goldfish.
Boy, you better not be playing on that wood. You get a splinter again. This boy has a splinter lodged in his thumb, and I have to get it out before it becomes a part of his body. But he won't let me touch it. I'm gonna have to get it. But anyways, so yeah, the 20s, I was just doing my own thing, doing the modeling thing, and just never really thought about drawing at all. It never even crossed my mind. But I always had the creative spirit. Okay, so even after every job I've had, every school I've attended, everything I've done, modeling or whatever, it still was deep down inside of me that I needed to have either a business or just have a business. That was definitely, I have an entrepreneur spirit. Have a business and do something hands-on. Like I need to create something. So 2017, 2018, I think, around that time, I had came up with Flossie. And at that time, it was just a wig.
Oh, that's funny.
At the time, it was just a wig business. That's what I wanted to pursue at the time. I was making wigs at first by hand, and then I started making them on a sewing machine. So it was actually pretty, I wouldn't say successful because it wasn't, but it was a good learning experience because what I learned was, the business aspect of Flossie. Like I did everything on the business side, LLC, business account, website, products. Like I was really hands-on and doing my thing with that. But the other learning curve was that wasn't really my niche. You know what I'm saying? Like I got into that because I always did my own hair, and I felt like, at the time I wasn't really braiding my hair. I didn't know how to do that yet, so I wanted to do the wig thing. So I'm like, let me just try wigs, and it wasn't really popular at the time. No one was making wigs with a sewing machine or just like making them for real. It was more like just a YouTube type of thing with different reviews. And so that's where I really got inspired from, was different reviews on YouTube. So I'm like, let me just make my own wig to, cut the time down from doing my own hair or whatever. Make it easy. Boy, you don't move it. So yeah, that's how I got started with that business. Wasn't really my thing. I made a bunch of different wigs, different sizes, different colors, and etc. Tried different things. Wasn't really my thing for real. And so I decided to take a break from that, and I rebranded, and I had added beauty products like lip gloss, lip liners, like lip kits, things like that. And it just, again, wasn't something that I was really passionate about, like something I just wanted to throw at the wall and see what sticks type of thing. And so I just let that go, but I still had the idea that I wanted to have this business, and I wanted to do something with it. And so I had ended up going to AZ, Arizona, for 9 months. Unintended 9 months, but it turned out to be 9 months. And it worked out perfectly because that was me going through a self-rediscovery. Okay, so basically everything that I've noticed I've been doing in my later adult years are things that I have been pursuing, or things that I was interested in heavily when I was a child. And so it's like I'm just rediscovering my purpose and what I am really passionate about. And so again, just keep in mind that I always had this creative spirit. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Every job I've had, I loved it. Not loved, loathed. Like I hated it. And I just wanted to get out of there and start my own business, but I didn't know what to do. And it turns out I really did have the skill all along. You know what they say? Like, it really is true. Like, you really do have the skills inside of you to be successful. You just have to tap into whatever that is and go into it like with full force. And so I discovered like late summer, not late summer. I discovered last summer when I was still in Arizona. I discovered different artists like randomly popping up on my Instagram. And I'm like, you know what? When things randomly just like pop up in your life, on your Instagram page, on your feed, anything just randomly pop up, it's like a sign or something. I feel like that's God for sure. Like, or the universe just sending you signs of what you should be doing or redirecting you to your purpose. And so I was like, these artists, at the time the artist was doing woodwork. I didn't really see, canvas stuff. It was just pure wood and resin. And I was like, oh my God, this is dope. So I'm like, this is something that I can do because I know how to draw. Granted, it's been like a decade, but I know I can draw. I can do anything I want to. Like, I really do have that mindset. Anything I touch, anything I want to do, I can fucking do it if I just stay consistent with it. So I'm like, you know what? This is something I got to try. Let me see if I still have the skill. So I just started drawing. And I didn't bring them down here with me, but the first couple of things I drew were these little, it was 11 by 12 canvases. It was really small. But I was drawing different stuff like for Braylon, like, Mickey Mouse. What else? It was Mario, Luigi. I did Bugs Bunny. I did Donald Duck smoking a blunt. Like, I was just testing my skills with different things. And I was like, oh, damn, I surprised myself because I actually matured in my artistic skills, if that makes sense. The last time I drew something, it was actually more so like a portrait. I did Taylor Lautner and I did Edward Cullen. I did the guys from Twilight, and I did what's your face? Tyra Banks. Okay, I did some portrait stuff, and I was doing landscapes because at the time I was taking a class in my college for arts, and it was teaching us how to draw dimensions, buildings, and stuff like that. And so those were the last couple of things that I had drew, and to see where I'm at now versus then. Granted, it's a different type of work. I'm interested in pop art, but it has definitely matured as far as the skills and the depth at which my work has gone. Like I just noticed so many different things, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like, I was shocked to see how all this shit came out. And so I start testing different things, like different sizes, different like dimensions and things, because I just wanted to test, myself. That's the only way you can grow, is if you challenge yourself to different things. Boy, what?
Just
cheese.
Cheese.
Look at the camera.
Woo.
Alright. Goofy.
She's a goofy.
That's actually kind of cute. Minus that stuff in the background.
Snapchat.
Alright. So, yeah, I was just really shocked and surprised by
the way this taller,
what I could create. And so yeah, I ended up testing myself and challenging myself to different mediums and learning painting. Because y'all, I can draw my ass off. When it comes to painting, I know that I'm not the best. I knew that I wasn't the best. So that's something that I had to teach myself and learn how to do different techniques, different brush strokes, different ways to bring the artwork to life. Painting is definitely a whole nother ballgame. So I taught myself that. I taught myself resin. So I've just been really into this head on, and woodwork too. I've been, like, I never took a class for real, any of this stuff. Definitely not woodwork. I just watched different things and I took note of it. And again, anything I want to do, I will fucking do it. So I went out there and I'm like, let me just start carving some stuff up. So, and it actually came out really dope. I finished a couple of pieces upstairs. I didn't bring them down, but I'm like, you know what? This is just something that sets my soul on fire. And I know that that's what I would need to be pursuing, because again, like I said, like anything that is meant for you, that's your purpose, that's your peace. Anything that's, no, get that out your mouth. Anything that's meant for you, that is sent from the universe, that's God sent, that's aligned with your purpose, will bring you peace, joy, happiness, will bring you freedom, you know what I'm saying? It will bring you calmness in a way that most the other things won't. You may feel anxious about some things that that's not for you, and that's how you know that you shouldn't be doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I just, been drawing my butt off and just been creating different things. And that's how, Flossy Designs came to be what it is. And it hasn't even been yet. I'm not successful in this yet, but I know that as long as I continue to be consistent, then I will, be successful with my artwork. And I'm just grateful for the experiences that I've had so far, the events that I've been to, networking with different artists, different creators, I just really love where I'm at right now in my journey. And so that's why I wanted to make this video, to just, take you guys along on this journey with me. I'm not sure where this channel is gonna go, because I have done so many different things on this channel. If any of my big ones, if y'all have really been watching my stuff for real, then you know that I've done child fitness videos, try-ons. Of course, I include some music stuff here and there. I'm not gonna stop doing my music. That's like a little fun hobby to me. I love my music. Oh, my podcast, and I haven't given up on my podcast. It's just not gonna be as consistent as I would have liked it to be. Yeah. So I have started to shift this channel, and I'm gonna shift this channel into more of an art focused type of thing. Like, it's gonna be more of art vlogs, mini tutorials, stuff like that, behind the scenes type content of more like my artwork. I will continue to make some podcast videos here and there. I don't know if I want to do like movies per se. Like, I don't want Pure Glass Podcast to be strictly movies. Because lately I've been thinking about talking about different hot topics and different things that I also watch. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But I will sprinkle in the podcast, and I will definitely just continue to have this more art focused. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.